Hello, everyone, and welcome to my IGTV and YouTube channel. Greetings from the east of the Netherlands, from a much more relaxed and quieter place than the Amsterdam. This is where the place that I started my whole journey here in the Netherlands, and I can say that coming here for the weekend, it has been extremely relaxing and also helped me a lot to go on a slower pace and observe how, yeah, depending on the areas that you're living, life just flows differently. And the topic that I wanted to talk about this week is consciousness, awareness, um, and the difference between spirituality and these two things. Because um, I see sometimes that some people are getting triggered about the spiritual label, like, oh my God, you're spiritual, like, we don't want to mess with that, like, it has a lot of stigma. And I'm like, I don't really agree. And if you think about it, a spiritual person can be somebody who's like maybe just really into awareness and consciousness, but we are still humans and we are living on this planet. And yes, of course, if they want to dedicate their life to, yeah, to following a certain kind of lifestyle, well, in the end, aren't we all doing that, following our own way of living and doing things? And yeah, for some people, it happens to be to be spirituality. But the thing that I really wanted to bring up was that consciousness, awareness, they're like so important, especially when it comes to being self-aware. If we are here on this earth and we are here to learn and to change and to adapt and to learn about ourselves, and I think the society and the global situation really came to that point where like we were cutting off and we were not facing some parts of our human experience and human existence that before we were just like, yeah, going with the mind and not really looking and taking care of what are really the priorities and what are the things that actually matter. And also when it comes to consciousness and awareness, a thing that I really like is that it grows, it always grows, like it's a spiral, and there are so many levels, so many depths that you can explore. And I really believe that it's a choice. It's really a personal and conscious choice, because many times we find in ourselves in life that we are repeating the same patterns. And if we don't choose to and if we don't have the self-awareness and we don't choose to investigate and to do the things that are right, even though they are scary or they are against of our culture or our society or like the norms in our community, I strongly believe that in us we know exactly what's right, and it's a choice to act upon what we feel in our mind, in our hearts, in our body. It's a whole system that helps us to take decisions and to design the life in the way that we want, and it's in alignment with who we are and what it feels good for us. So yeah, I really felt like I want to underline the importance of being self-aware. And another thing, that if you want to change, and I really want to see this becoming like a worldwide trend, people changing and people wanting to be the best version of themselves. Really, if I really consider like if you want more in life, like more in your career, more in your relationships, more in everything, like you just want things like to have more meaning, to have more awareness, to have more consciousness. Well, it requires to think, one, to be open to change, two, to have a lot of self love, to accept yourself for every little thing. Um, and the second one, what was it? I wrote it down. Oh yeah, and to be really really self aware and to yeah shift and cut from, as I mentioned, like what society and what other people say that is what is good for you, and to count more on the insights that come from a pure mind, not from the ego mind, from a pure heart, not from a heart that is filled with anger and bitterness, and also from your body. Like your stomach knows when to eat, what to eat. Your legs know the path. Even your genitals know who is the right partner and when is the right time to have the right kids. And I really think like the gut and the heart can do more than brain does. And that's where we can really find a lot of healing, a lot of freedom, a lot of wisdom, and yeah, for me, I got access to all of this to different people, different experiences. As I always mention, I'm just like, I just need to have the experience. I like reading books, but and talking to people, but that's not it. And also, as I mentioned, like I would like to be the new standard for everybody to take charge of their own part of heaven. And by that, I mean to take charge of their conscious choices. And another perspective that for me, it came to me like really later in my development is that you are the most important. Like you are on the first place. And I think there are so many people that are not used to this. Like they think they have to first fulfill their partners or their children's or their career. But no, it's totally the opposite way. And when you take charge and control of what do you want and how do you want things to be and what are your own priorities, then things are changing. And it does create also a ripple effect around you because you will show up differently in all your relationships, in all the activities that you're doing. And I know like self love and all these things, they sound easy. And there's so many like posts on the internet, and I'm really like thinking how many people are actually doing it and really shifting and putting it into practice. It takes time, and also it takes a lot of shifting your subconscious mind and like really cutting off patterns that were leading your life and shifting them in more empowering patterns that help you lead more from the soul, to have more fulfilling. And yeah, sometimes we do have challenges in letting go because that's also part of being human. And also with this whole racism story that is going on, um the only thing that I can think about it is that let's think what we have in common, like all the humans, and what's like something really universal for everyone, than the things that are making us different because we are different. Nobody is the same, but there are some universal stuff that we can always remind remind ourselves of. And as I mentioned, like you cannot expect like, oh, everybody will be like so conscious and so enlightening, and there will be always like people on different level. It's really a um hierarchy in this. And if you ask me, I think it's a hierarchy of frequency. Like if you understand a bit like energies, like they're denser energies. That's also like how the chakras are structured. Like the first three chakras are all about like material, about surviving, about like basic needs and this kind of things. And also in society, the biggest part of society are people in this category, like really denser and yeah, lower frequencies. And then you move to the heart, like it's air. It's the first element that is, yeah, it's air. It's here. I can hold it. Am I holding it in my hands? Like it's so it's so thin. And then ether and other elements that are above this planet, uh, they withhold a much more softer and higher frequency. And yeah, this is how it will always be, and it's a process that we are all going through and learning by doing and picking up what we feel that is right for us and what we feel is good. I think these were kind of the topics. Yeah, another thing was that when it comes to medicine, and I was really thinking about my journey in um, deciding very consciously not to use Western medicine, like not to count 100% on Western medicine. Of course, I still go. I do have a doctor, and I go to the doctor in case it is needed. But awareness and learning about how my body works and how intelligent are our bodies to help us when we are sick is really it's really miraculous. And especially for women, I was thinking that in this century there are so many women who have problems having babies, and like really hormonal problems and huge imbalances. A thing that I wish that I was taught when I was little is awareness rather than giving pills. Like this perspective of the Western medicine, like, oh, you need to cut it off. Oh, this is not good. Oh, you need to take this pill. Yeah, but that pill will have a side effect on other organs. So it's good. I'm not saying it's bad, but there are also other options that are more natural, that are more um, easy for our body to adapt with, and we have to learn how to not to learn to remember. I think I will stop using this word learning because we already know all these things, and instead of it using remembering, because that's also part of consciousness. Yeah, remembering how we can heal ourselves, how we can support ourselves, and by coming in harmony with yourself, coming in harmony you as a human, and then sharing that harmony with your side of the with your corner of the of the of the heaven. Oh, we just can create that wonderful ripple effect for more beauty, for more peace. I really part of my manifesto is to create a peaceful revolution where everybody's inspired and the seed of good, of love, peace, and kindness is felt by everybody. And I think everybody we feel it, we know it. It's just we forgot, and we just got too caught up in this man-made heaven, and becoming more conscious and more aware about the sacredness and seeing past this physical world. It means a lot. And it's changing your perspective, and it's changing your priorities, and it's changing your way of being and doing things. And by this we are avoiding a lot of conflict. Oh, and I was sharing, like, I wish more people would like put themselves on the first place and really take themselves seriously and ask for professional advice. Go to see professionals when it comes to like therapists of whatever kind, to changing themselves, because talking with friends about your problem is not professional advice. And that's also something that has to change in our mentality. Like, oh, I don't need to go to the psychologist. I have friends that I talk about. No. Really going to see a professional makes a huge difference. You are seen in a different way. You are held by a professional in a very healing and different way. Something that I don't believe that friends could do. Like, it really needs to be a professional relationship. So yeah, I think these were the thoughts that I really wanted to share with you this week. Please comment, please um, reach out to me. I still do the chakra balance. I'm still offering Reiki sessions with. This is what they do. Like, they really skyrocket your self awareness, and it also comes with a huge dash of love to accept and make peace with yourself, with, yeah, with things that are not that you're not at peace with. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great week.